Well, hello, this is Rosa, rcgkreations. How you doing? We're going to be in the kitchen today. Guess what we're making? We're going to be making an old-fashioned creamed herb pork chop. Got my big skillet. I'll give you the ingredients. I'll just do a pop-up of the ingredients. 4 thick cut boneless pork chops. Only we're using the bone, but they're little small bones, so they'll be easy to take off. 1 teaspoon Montreal steak seasoning. 2½ tablespoons all-purpose flour, 1 tablespoon dried basil, 1 teaspoon instant beef bouillon granules, 5 tablespoons of butter, 1 teaspoon freshly ground black pepper, 2 cups of milk. I went ahead and mixed all my ingredients together, so they're all done. Now, I went ahead, this is just me, this is what I like to do. Since I know I got to coat both sides of the pork chops with the seasoning, I like to lay mine on a plate. Okay. So they're there. Let me get this out of the way. I'm going to give myself some room. Okay. First thing we're going to do is melt 2 tablespoons of butter in a large skillet over medium-high heat. Medium-high heat. I've got my butter divided, totally out of hard butter, so I've got to use my soft butter. But it's already divided into tablespoons. There's got 5 of them there, so 1, 2. While that's melting, okay, I'm going to season both sides of the chops with my mix right in here. Gonna have to move, and you can see me. Here's the other one. Now that's more seasoning onto this top layer. Grab myself another spoon. Let me turn down my heat just a tad. I like, whenever I'm doing a coating, smooth it down with the back of a spoon, just so the coating gets to stick directly on the meat. Flip it over. And do the same thing again. I'm just getting my back of my spoon on there. Now let's see. Now we're going to add the seasoned chops onto the hot butter. Swirl my butter around so it gets all over the chop. Now let's move that one over to the side. I've got mashed potatoes here. We're going to have mashed potatoes to go with that, so I'm boiling some potatoes. Hubby was kind enough to get it all ready for me. Put this in the sink. Get ready to wash it. Now let's coat these chops. Let me just smooth the seasoning all over that, have that goodiness go there. Whoops. And if you have your recipe in a sheet protector. You can put dirty stuff on top because it won't get your paperwork dirty. Ask me how I know. Ask me how I know. I know. Because I've got my recipe dirty and I can't read it. Right in the middle when I'm cooking. I'm going to add a little bit more seasoning to that one. Just because I have it, and I know I can. Just because I can. I like that phrase. Not everybody does, but I do. Just turn back my heat a little bit. I want that butter to be on all of those chops. Okay, let's do this last one. Yep, you can still see me. I'll make sure I'm in frame. Put my spoon. Now don't throw away your little plate of seasoning because you're going to use it again in a minute. Squeeze that baby in there. Okay. Let's save this because I think I'm going to need it. I'm going to add a little bit more butter. Let me stir my potatoes. Make sure they're boiling good. Okay. Now we're going to let these cook for about 7 to 10 minutes. I've been keeping an eye on the timer. Let me swirl these chops around. Make sure that butter's on everything. I want to make sure my chops are laying evenly so they cook. So it all cooks. And it's all got some butter on it. Now I'm gonna, I told you don't throw this away. Because you're gonna flip these and that extra seasoning on here is gonna stay coated. I wish we had smell-o-vision so you could smell this. Okay, now we're done with this part. I'm saving my spoon. I'm not going to move it, not going to move the chops, don't leave them sitting there. But I am going to add a little pat of butter on each chop. So when I go to flip it, the butter will already be on the chop itself. And I'm going to reserve a little bit of the butter in case I need it for another flip, in case I have to flip it again. I don't think I will, but just in case. And I got my tongs ready. And I got crumbs all over my recipe, but that's okay. I'm good to go. So I got about 4 more minutes. I'm not going to have you sit here and watch me do this. What I'm going to do next, because it's got to sit here for 7 to 10 minutes, then we're going to flip them, okay? And then we're going to cook it the other side another 17 minutes. So I'm going to do that. When I come to the next phase is when I'll bring you back, okay? We'll bring you back. Okay, we're back. I've got all the chops. Took them out. We put them on a plate. Let it sit for just a second. We'll go up a few minutes. Here's all my little crusties. All my oil there. We're going to add the rest of this flour mixture. Some of that butter. The rest of that butter. turn down that heat. It's a little too hot. Let me get my spoon. Let's take the potatoes. So. Yep. I'm going to mix your little flour mixture, except for I went ahead and got some extra flour just in case I will need to add this extra flour. And I'm going to add a little bit more of all the seasonings just because it's so good. I'm going to add a little bit more of everything. There's my Montreal steak sauce, steak seasoning, my smoky swan seasoning. I'm not going to do too much of that because it's a little on the salty side. Some more of my basil. Because remember, we want to make this creamy. Fresh out of my garden. Oh man, this smells so good. Smell it. See? Can you smell it? Fresh basil. My beef bouillon granular powders. Don't want to put too much of that because tends to be a little on the salty side also. And you notice I didn't use any salt or nothing because all these other seasonings already have salt in it. So I did not add any salt. Plus the recipe didn't ask for any salt because I'm sure it knows that the other ones already have the salt. Plain black pepper. Now let's whisk this around. There's my butter, all my little crispies, and my little crunchies. This is the one time you save all of that. Can we turn back my heat, a little more temperature back up on my heat? You know, I think I can go for a little bit more butter. I'm going to give you some more butter. Thank goodness I have a clean counter. And do that back because I'm going to use the butter for the potatoes. Okay, so let's stir this around. Get all the sides. I'm using the back of the spatula to smooth things down. Go ahead and use that butter knife. Thank goodness my kitchen sink is clean because I just did my dishes. So I don't have to worry about dishes. Too many dishes. I'll still have some after supper, but my pre-pep dishes are done. Okay. Now the recipe says at the pan drippings, some butter, mix it, stir it occasionally until it's brown, about 2 minutes. Then gradually whisk in the milk and bring it to a simmer. And then we add the chops. We're going to put the chops back on top. So I'm at a medium heat. I'm going to add just a little bit of milk. I'm going to whisk this around because we want the milk to get incorporated with the seasonings and that butter and the crusties. I've got a nice big chunk of crusty right here, but that's okay. Hubby probably eat that. He likes that stuff. I don't, but he does. Pour a little bit more butter. And let's get some more. And it's going to get thickened because it's going to be a cream, like a cream gravy. Leave that there for a second. I'm going to read my directions again. I've never made this recipe before. Let's see, do the pan drippings. Okay, third step. Add remaining butter to the skillet as needed. So there's about 3 tablespoons of pan drippings, which there are about 3 tablespoons. Pan drippings and cook for 1 minute, which I did. Add the flour mixture and cook, which I did. Stir constantly until brown, about 2 minutes. Gradually whisk in the milk and bring to a simmer over medium heat. It's on a medium heat and it's on a simmer. So let me add my rest of my milk. And scraping the sides because it's got some stuff goodiness on the sides of it here. Okay. Oh, there's some basil. I'll leave the basil leaf. I don't know. That's good stuff there. Okay, so this is dirty. This is dirty. I have a few dirty dishes, not too many. Okay. Gradually whisk in the milk and bring to a simmer over medium heat. Cook, stirring constantly until thick and bubbly, about 4 to 6 minutes. It's been about a minute. And then, the cream sauce is going to go on top of your pork chops. That's where I messed up with this, because I don't think I put those pork chops back in. But I wanted to make sure. Let me drain my potatoes. I got about 3 more minutes more. Let me drain the potatoes. Transfer them to a bowl. Let me get some milk, because we add a little bit of milk to our potatoes. My day to be potato masher. This is going to be the old-fashioned meal. So, here's my potatoes. Let me add a little bit of butter. And it's bubbling. A little bit of milk to my potatoes. And now I'm going to start mashing. When you overly cook your potatoes, it's really easy to mash with a hand masher. Or you can use an electric mixer. Either way, totally up to you. Okay, yeah, it's starting to thicken up. You know what, I think I could use some more flour. You know what, I'm going to get some more flour. I'm going to get more flour, so I'm going to pause you, and I'll bring you back when we do the taste test. Okay, we're back, and it did get thick. Now let's plate up our plate, and we'll do the taste test. Here's a chop. Now remember, you could do this with boneless pork chops, okay? Oops, I forgot my spoon for my potatoes. Here they are. some water in my spoon. I have less cleanup to do after supper. Get just a little bit more potatoes. We like our potatoes a little on the lumpy side. Whew. I didn't get my spoon gravy. Look at that. See how thick that is? I know I'm going to need some salt and pepper. But I don't think I'm going to need pepper. I'm just going to need some salt on the potatoes. So, oh, I didn't get my forks. Just grab a fork for me and a fork for hubby. And I got myself a knife. Let me put this over here. I don't need this no more. And let's do the little taste test. Nice and cooked. There's no pink. Just grab me a couple of little pieces. Because I don't know for sure where the bone's at. I covered up my pork chop with the gravy. So let's get a little bit of potato and gravy. And mix up my salt. You know what? Let's do that. Let's do the pork chop taste first. So. You can definitely taste the flavors. Let me move this up just a little bit. Move it down, I'm sorry. Not up, move it down. You can definitely taste the flavor of the seasonings on the chop. Look at that. Cooked all the way through. A little bit of gravy. Potato. Definite 2 thumbs up. Thank you so much for watching. This is my version of a what's it called? Creamed herb pork chops with mashed potatoes. We're going to go eat some supper. Thank you so much for watching. We'll catch you in the next one. Bye-bye.